Breathe. I gotta try meditation.
Yeah, whatever.
Welcome to another episode of Nerd Out! I am Randy, this is Brian, and here we bring to you the Leader Class Titan Return Transformers Optimus Prime Powermaster Optimus Prime. Is it officially like Powermaster Optimus Prime?
I don't know. What's it say on the box?
I don't know. I don't have it, but we'll get it. Again, if you watch the last episode, you kind of know that I went to Warp 9. Thank you, Warp 9, for selling this to us and getting them early. And I had to choose between this and Blaster, and I chose Optimus Prime ultimately because I'm a Prime.
Boy.
Yeah, I'm a Prime fan.
Right.
I'm getting a little burnt out on Prime though, but I mean, I say that, and every time I see a new Prime, I'm like, oh, I got to get the new Prime. So I got this one first, and you got this and Blaster, and you were all up on Blaster, and while you're playing...
I was, but I opened this second, and I really enjoed it.
You did?
Like, I did. I mean, yeah, I think it's a pretty good... I think it's a really, really good toy. You know, how do we want to do this? Do we want to rip it, or do we want to, like...
Well, let's just talk about it. First of all, it's a retool of the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus.
It is.
We both
loved it.
With its shortcomings, it's a fun toy.
Yep.
So they redid this into heavily retooled to make it a Powermaster Optimus Prime. First of all, I want to say the original Powermaster Optimus Prime is perhaps one of the ugliest looking Transformers.
It's disgusting.
It is. It's just
vile.
ugly. Now, I was by the time Powermaster Optimus Prime came out, I was old enough where I was like moved on from Transformers. So I apologize to you people who Powermaster Optimus Prime was your Prime, and you have such deep feelings.
Yeah, we just shat on their front yard.
It was a shitty looking toy. And one thing to note, and I just want to say that's really interesting about this right off the bat, is if you have a Powermaster Prime currently today, the likelihood is that the gray plastic, has started to turn like a brownish color. Like, it's just discolor, like yellowy, pissy brown gray. They actually sculpted this and use sort of like a piss gray color, and I think that's hilarious. Yeah, I think it's hilarious. That's one thing I noticed. But it's a heavy retool of Ultra Magnus. We're gonna move Ultra Magnus away right now. What are your thoughts?
I think this thing's pretty sweet. I like it that it really throws back to the. I love it that it's a Prime that comes from the same place as an Ultra Magnus, because that's a good throwback for me. I mean, I love that part of it. I think it's a fun as hell transformation.
You do.
I love the transformation. I think it's really for an afterthought or just something that they had to come up with after they had an afterthought. They did a hell of a job making it intuitive. They were creative about it. I mean, it's got its shortcomings, like this bullshit.
Yeah, dude, this is ugly.
It's rough. It's rough.
There's some like these guns. We'll just get it right. They suck. Yeah, they don't hold in well. There's pegs at the bottom of these big panels. These are awful. Like, they are awful. And then the gaps in there.
That's rough too.
Ugly. But moving aside, you're right. Like,
no, but I mean that still carries over from the Ultra Magnus. My biggest beef with this whole thing is they go out of their way to give you a legit Prime. You know, I mean, he's a legit.
I agree, absolutely.
But he can't even stand correctly. I mean, it's like you can't. Like, if you're going to give us a one-trick pony, it's got to have one trick. And he needs to have one good pose where his feet hit the ground, he can hold his guns and all that, and look proper, and you don't even have that option with this. And it's like, it's a $50 figure with the fun transformation. It's fairly complex. Like, it's like 90% good, but like...
What's the stand you can't get? Like, what is it you want? Like, is it because everything, the transformation, these are blocked out?
Sort of, but I mean, just the pivot, the ankle pivot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean.
There you go.
It's just, like, that's my whole issue. It's just, give him some goddamn ankle pivot.
I agree.
Like, please.
I think ankle pivots would have changed the dynamic of the toy for sure.
Especially, there's an X2 toy, there's an X2 upgrade set up, which has nothing to do with this, but if some third party can do it, come on, Hasbro. They've already done it. Do it, man. It's Prime.
It's amazing that there's like a market for products to improve.
Yeah, to fix your Hasbro.
Fix your Hasbro mistakes. That is amazing. I agree with you. The ankle pivot is absolutely essential for that toy. Man. I also think that like I do like certain aspects of it. I totally, first of all, I like the Titan's return feature, the Headmaster feature. That's a fun play value. And the fact they incorporated it into this mold, I think they did a good job with it. I will confess, I did not transform it into the city mode. What did you think of the city mode?
I think the city mode's sort of strong. Yeah? I like it. I mean, it's like I said, it's almost... it's like a waste of a mode, but it's not. You know, it's
Mm.
like funky, useless. You'll probably only do it once.
Does it look like a fan-made mold? Like you had the toy and you're like, I'm gonna turn this into a base.
A little bit
Yeah?
on this guy, it
Mm.
does. It's not as it's not as intentional
Yeah.
as the blaster,
Right.
But it works, and you know
Okay.
what I mean. And it's like just knowing it does it
Mhm.
makes it cool. It's not something I'll ever display it like that,
Right.
but the simple fact that it does it's cool, and I do like that it's like a Mac, and I mean,
I do too.
I think that's
Little tiny head.
yeah, it's like
I
legit.
do
You know,
like
it
the
just. Oops.
That's all right.
There we go. Yeah, it's like this is a legit Prime.
I
you
agree.
know, it's got its shortcomings, but it really is the first like legit Prime we've
Since
had in
when?
a little bit.
Since when? The last one was the Voyager Prime. You don't think that
Which
was legit?
Voyager Prime?
The Combiner Wars. You don't
No,
think that
I
was
don't.
legit?
I
Okay.
hated that toy.
I thought it was fun, but I definitely don't think it was the strongest Prime I've ever seen.
I don't think that was even meant to be Prime.
You think it was
Not
meant to be
like it-
Motormaster?
yeah.
Was that who it was? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, not like this.
This wasn't either, though. This was meant to be Ultra Magnus,
Do
I
you think? So you don't think they knew at all that this mold was ever going to be a Prime?
Well, that's a tough one to answer because they did incorporate the Headmaster feature, the Titan Master feature, and I'm sure that they knew that they had like the idea of that when they were doing Combiner Wars.
Yeah.
But I think that the Ultra Magnus was
The original
original,
mold,
yeah.
That would be a crazy guy to be. Is a guy that has to repurpose molds.
yeah.
You gotta take this and make it in this line. Like do something to it.
I think it's amazing that they were able to take. I cut you off, but I got excited.
No, it's fine, man. Yeah.
I think it is amazing that they were able to retool that Ultra Magnus into this because other than the vehicle mode,
It feels like a different toy.
it feels like a different toy. Yeah, it does. It does look like. You know, I really like that you can open up the chest in this one, and you can put the dude in, and he like sits in there. I love that play feature. I think I've said it before.
Yeah, everything has a home on
Yeah,
it. The
yeah.
Ultra Magnus, it fails there because Minimus
oh,
Ambus
yeah,
has
Minimus-
no home.
Yes. So that was a huge improvement. Oh, now we got like headless Prime.
That's sort of sweet.
Oh yeah, it is sort of sweet. Again, the guns are a huge fail. They don't fit.
Yeah, they suck.
They do
It's
suck.
terrible.
Uh,
It's almost inexcusable. Like for
Yeah.
$50, like
Hold the fucking gun.
hold the fucking gun, and that's not like asking a lot.
I
Like
don't
that,
think so.
that's no harder to engineer. Put a fucking peg in there so it holds in the side of his
I
hand.
agree.
Do something so it works better. But it's like, and it's like I want to tear this thing apart, but then I play with it and I really
It's
like
pretty cool.
enjoy it. I look
Yeah.
at it and I'm like, he looks sweet.
He's good chunky robot.
Good chunky robot, and the Headmaster feature, the Powermaster, the Titan Master, whatever the fuck it's called, is a great feature
It
because
is.
it adds depth to the head.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it really, like, you could see in there. It adds a lot of detail.
Yeah.
It's cool, you know?
I agree. It is cool. You know, the Headmaster feature when I was a kid was ridiculous, but now as an adult, I'm like, this is a lot of fun. This
Yeah,
is
mark the end of
refreshing.
Transformers.
Yeah,
then,
definitely.
you know?
And now it's a new beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got some problems. There's no doubt, but I think ultimately. If you're gonna get a leader class between him and Blaster, I think Blaster's this far superior one.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good toy. I think it's a good value. I think.
Plus, Blaster is only, like, Blaster.
Yeah, other
there is,
than no, you know they came out with that Generations one, but I think that was.
I didn't like that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it
It's
really
not
wasn't
terrible,
Blaster.
yeah.
It was like they could have called it something else, and it would have been just
Exactly.
the same. Like they painted it Blaster colors and gave it a head sculpt, but it wasn't a boombox. Hasbro sort of is. You know, I love the details in this. I want to talk about Masterpiece, but I don't want to get on that tangent. But
Well, let's do it.
No, we'll save it for another episode, maybe after that. But yeah, I think the Masterpiece is cutting out details where these are adding details, and it looks nice. It is definitely refreshing to see.
You're right. I mean, when you brought that up, it made me think, like,
Yeah.
like, okay, so why are they doing it? A
don't know.
Masterpiece. It's like,
I guess
it's
we're just gonna
intentional.
go into it, right? Yeah, the Transformers
Yeah, sorry,
Masterpiece
yeah.
line.
Now
Yeah,
I'm interested.
you were like pushing the Transformers Masterpiece line has totally redesigned the aesthetic of their toys to look more cartoony, and what that means is they're taking out details intentionally. And it's subtle things. Like Andy sent me a picture of someone who photoshopped.
Yeah, with those lines in it.
Yeah, photoshopped Inferno, and he just added a couple little lines. And from a distance, you wouldn't notice a difference. But when you looked at it, you really are like, wow, they really are intentionally taking out details to change the aesthetic. And I'm not on board at all. I'm not on board. I think it's awful. And I got to be honest with you. I don't know where I'm going to be with Masterpiece. Like, I'm going to get Inferno. Don't get me wrong. But going down the line, I already didn't get. Who's the black repaint of that Trax?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know. It's some goofy name.
I didn't even get him. Now that's out of character.
Why did you not get it?
Because I don't know how far I'm gonna carry on Masterpiece. So it's like that level of complete that need to be completist. It's kind of going away.
And they make it so hard too because they give you useless repaints that you don't even really want.
Right, but I don't mind getting an occasional useless repaint to complete the line as a completist, but. I don't know where I'm going to go with that line. I definitely think this is for another time because we could go in for like a half an hour.
I'm getting bored with them too. Though.
I am getting bored of them.
All right, so anyway, back to Powermaster Prime.
Yeah. I think we just took people out of the review. Sorry, guys, but
we'll cut it.
We're gonna have a good Masterpiece conversation because it's really something that's affecting me and you and our person.
It lingers. It's a tremor in the force.
Yes.
Yeah. It's elusive, but everywhere.
As a Transformer fan, when you're getting the Ultimate Transformer line and you're no longer holding it in the same esteem as you used to, it's kind of rough. It's kind of like emotionally.
It's scarring. Like Red Alert and like Captain Kirk leaving the bridge, like going to take a dump or something.
Yeah. I didn't get that, but it still made me laugh.
Yeah.
The vehicle mode is pretty cool. It's pretty like it's a truck.
Chunky
truck. I wish Hasbro would. I'm not gonna look. They're kid toys. They
are kid toys.
They're
expensive kid toys.
They're expensive kid toys
that they try to sell to adults.
Yes.
Hence the G1 part. Hence
the G1 part of it. They're selling it to adults. Is this a must-have? Not necessarily. If you don't have the Ultra Magnus and you're more of a Prime fan, I think it's a neat toy.
Yeah,
for sure. I would think so. Sure. If you have Ultra Magnus and you could really care less about having your 400th Optimus Prime, you could probably skip it. But I will tell you, the retooling of it is inventive.
And extensive.
Like,
it's extensive. And I like the Headmaster thing.
I do too.
You almost, if you're going to collect this line... Titan Master, yeah. If you're gonna collect the line, you can't not have the Prime.
No, you can't.
You have to have it.
Yes, you do. I agree. I like this Titan Master line. I like where it's going. I think there's a lot of play value for it. I think fans will be generally happy with it. I am. So that's our review. Unless you have other thoughts about it.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? All right. Well, please comment, like. Subscribe, dislike. Check us out on Instagram. We send a lot of pictures. And until next time,
nerd out.
Optimus Prime.